long will this team stay in the playoffs, facing the undefeated juggernauts of Swiss of Spacestation Gaming?
SSG back here in playoffs, trying to see if they can yet again reach that top 4, get themselves a shot at Gen G to again prove to themselves and prove to the world that they are consistently top 3 in North America and maybe even further. It's going to be a big series for both teams.
I know, and we got to throw a cookie to Dignitas. It seems like Jorby didn't want to do that on the test, kid.
Yeah,
he doesn't think it'll be
loyal.
a sweep. He's not loyal. This could be an upset, because look, already Dignitas with that early pressure. Tucking at the post, though, is Chicago with the save. Goes up the sidewall, and is going to leave it to LJ with the shot, but a great read out of Stizzy to save that away.
And keep eyes here on the midfield here, especially looking at both of these teams. They've been playing really solid Rocket League. Both of them, though, have had a bit of a struggle. Both went 5 against TSM yesterday, but SSG definitely the better of the two. Again, that 3-0 in Swiss stage is always really nice to see. You got Chicago lining up bumps as LJ gets the double, but Gyro, even though he was getting bumped by Chicago, able to recover and make a good stop.
Great stop. Oh, Gyro's just going to get demoed, so SSG are going to steal back possession as LJ patrols in that midfield. Hoxer kind of getting chased around, 2 behind him. Not easy to do. LJ just wants to slow down the play. Stizzy can set up in the corner, and LJ got his boost taken, so SSG might be stuck here as Gyro have some resources to work with, but down to 0. Leaves it off to Arsenal. Head first into Hoxer. Both defenses have held strong.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see Dignitas even kind of turn things around. They're getting a bit of a foothold here on the orange half. Not the best touch there, so Stizzy's going to have to use boost. Arsenal trying to get bumps off ball, and off ball is going to play a big factor into this game. We've already seen Chicago go for a couple of bumps, get the demo out, and we're starting to see Arsenal try to do it on the Dignitas side, and it's just about comfortability. I remember Chicago talking about his comfortability on Spacestation Gaming was really big for them. As LJ got the shot, Dignitas awkward on defense, and Spacestation Gaming punished him.
You hear that, Desk? Add it to the tally. I was cooking with the LJ pick.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, placement on the left, too. Seeing the flip on the right side from the defender. It was about time. And all SSG know, they're not a perfect team. They're an incredible team still. Eliminating those kind of weird games that they will lose against TSM. That's the big series we were worried about against SSG. But they're #1 in Swiss for a reason. They're off on a good note. And Dignitas, the defense is held on for now. Ooh. And here's the response from Stizzy with an open net.
Okay, credit, of course, for the demo on the play here. Again, Gyro picking up that demo. Arsenal, great double. He didn't need to get the double. It was an open net. Stizzy was going to get there regardless. But, I mean, that was still pristine to set him up. Stizzy able to tap in the first goal for Dignitas. We got a tied-up ball game halfway through.
And Stizzy was the talk of the town after Swiss yesterday. Solo mechanical goal, but an Arsenal out of nowhere. New look in and off the field. It works out for Dig.
Yeah, there's a demo on the play. Hoxer tries to boom that across. It hits the ceiling. You see Chicago trying to dive in there, but good positioning from Arsenal. He gets there in time. It's a great cutout. Spacestation Gaming, though, I mean, to be able to go for that clear across the field, not necessarily the smartest thing to do in that situation.
Dignitas right off the kickoff, not even letting SSG reset. And that's going to be the biggest thing to watch out for, is how you reset, how you maintain structure. Not able to get across the net, though. Even teams have been trying to peel SSG apart. Think about that LG series where they went for like double-digit demos just to try and unsettle and make SSG uncomfortable. And Dignitas, well, they're the ones getting demoed. They're the ones that are being set back. That gives space and time for LJ getting past one defender as Hoxer plays mind games against Arsenal. SSG still play with possession too. Couple of resets, and Chicago back to Hoxer. All of SSG have Dignitas. Their backs against the wall, but a great touch from the defense clears that away.
And Gyro coming in there to get a help. You see him double commit, but he has to. He doesn't want to give up, again, free possession of Spacestation Gaming. He's trying to get them on the uncomfortable back end, buy his team some space. Gyro's going to be a great factor in doing that, but he's also been getting contact here with a lot of bumps, which, again, all it takes is SSG to hit him at the right time, and it completely shuts down Dignitas' defense. Dignitas right now in a 1-goal lead. They're trying to get 2! Arsenal, what a shot!
I thought thought we were fine. Gyro just kind of lobs it. A little easy save by LJ. But Hoxer, he went for the corner boost and got stuck on the wall or something. And Arsenal's just been quicker to the punch. This is not the first time Arsenal's beaten the defenders to the ball and scored. That's his second goal. And Dignitas have a very solid lead. And we were wondering how the tone was going to be set in this game one.
Yeah, Arsenal's spatial awareness has been so good. I mean, he's been to the challenge really fast. We've seen him get strong beats where it has mattered most. I mean, again, I think most, if not every goal has been a part of just Arsenal being in form. As Gyro puts a good shot on, Arsenal didn't have enough boost to make good contact, so that one floats, and Hoxer just trying to buy time there for Chicago, passes it to LJ who has boost, clears it away, but Gyro able to get a good touch. Dignitas right now, very strong game one performance. SSG trying to make something happen here in the final minute, but they just have not looked as well structured as Dignitas have.
At least SSG warding off the storm of that almost fourth goal out of Dig. Maybe still makes this possible with 42 seconds. But Arsenal to Gyro, possession as Dignitas to the backboard, pinches off to the side. Precious seconds draining for SSG's potential comeback. Chicago doesn't have a lot of boosts. He knocks him off and it almost lands in his own net. But LJ against Gyro, a lot of boosts to work with. But Hoxer's presence on the midfield tries to make things easier, make those connections happen, especially for LJ. He wants to make the magic happen at the front, but Chicago's overwhelmed. All of Dignitas' defenders, there's so many layers to it that SSG haven't been able to carve in the allotted time. Last 5 seconds, and Dignitas will be taking game one.
A strong game one win there on the side of Dignitas. This is for Dignitas, a chance for a monumental comeback late in the season. But we can't get excited just yet, like you said, Lemmy Kiwi. It's only game one. Strong performance here, but I'm expecting SSG to turn it around here.
You hyped up Arsenal, and he was a big part of that clutch reverse sweep. What was it against TSM?
Yep.
That was really cool to see out of him and just the entire team to pull through in these stressful moments. But it is an early offense for SSG. Stizzy cleared to the midfield. Hoxer knows how to step up. And Gibbs talked about on the desk, he's not always involved on that front end of offense. But I think against a team like Dig, you may see Hoxer pull off some magic. Even if he had a close goal line shot there in game one, as SSG still figure out how to get out of their own end.
Yeah, they're trying. Dignitas is really making it hard for them to break out into the midfield. Hoxer low boost here, as you can see, and he just plays it straight to Stiz. He plays it high. Arsenal gets a demo on the back end. No one can really take a shot here, though, and Hoxer at 0 boost just has to kind of send the ball away. It's a good touch because it allows his team to get some time in. Hoxer's now trying to disrupt the defense by going for some bumps, and even in a dire situation, just him staying on top of the ball makes it so hard for Dignitas to move forward.
LJ will get there first, and Dignitas will still test the waters. Even just get this ball away from LJ, because he's just the scariest guy on the field. Time and space, and that is why you set him up for success. LJ won't miss those.
LJ, this is great. He goes upfield, looks for a demo. He can't find any. He's in the midfield with 0. Still calls for the pass. Hoxer sees him, and he has to hit the pass perfectly. Nails the pass to LJ, and LJ nails the shot. Good on him to be able to make the defense uncomfortable. He created his own space, and then he utilized it well to bank the goal.
Even the demo, too, just to get Dig not going crazy off the kickoff, because they had an early score that way. Look at Arsenal, just quick 50 in front of the net. And SSG uncomfortable at that moment. Hoxer explores different sides of the field to get away from Dignitas' hold of the midfield. And LJ mistouch, or maybe a fake. Either way, 2 defenders in net for Dignitas as they wait to see how SSG approach. Gyro, not a lot of boost, will still make the magic happen. And LJ will stay safe.
They stay safe. I'm watching him, and the way he's been moving upfield now is he kind of likes being behind the defense there. He was looking for a bump just in that last play on Arsenal. Couldn't make contact, but Arsenal still will get demoed by Hoxer. But he's not trying to take the ball and make the solo plays. He's trying to create an opportunity. And a lot of people, when they see LJ on the field, you know, you think, okay, this is the guy we got to look out for. But it's been Chicago and Hoxer on the ball. Look at that. Another pass in transition. Stizzy had to stretch for that save. And again, just goes to show you they're keeping an eye out to see if they can get these passes to LJ and set him up for an opportunity.
Good control for Hoxer, too. Just to kind of recenter that ball. But now the counterattack, Gyro and Stizzy collide with the midfield, slowing it down. Arsenal's shot won't be for free. Everyone from SSG are keeping their eyes on Arsenal. And when he can pop out of nowhere, now LJ leaving that challenge. Stizzy just gets the lob towards it, and Huckster gets there in time. So I thought Arsenal was going to be able to get the bump either way. Gyro still working through the right side. He gets through one defender. Just gets it on Chicago's hood, and Dig can't finish that off.
It's good patience on Chicago as well. Doesn't panic when he's in that situation. Lets the ball land on his hood, brings it around, and then tries to push it back into the blue half. But now they're back on that defensive end. Dignitas have been trying to control the pace really well. Again, look, another outlet pass, trying to find LJ. LJ, again, can't make contact. This time, Chicago a little too far forward. Doesn't know how much boost Stizzy has, so he's just waiting for his right moment to strike. Meanwhile, Dignitas, at some point, they're going to have to start to force the issue. They haven't been able to get on the board. They've got 6 shots this game, but none of them have been too dangerous or threatening. SSG has done a good job of mitigating the pace ever since they scored the first goal.
Well, Stizzy, Boost, and the demo wanted to give that to Arsenal, who's trying to dodge Hawkster at the same time, so Dignitas were building up towards something special, but SSG have already made small adjustments to know what to be aware of. Where is Dignitas been successful at? His crosses in front of the net. Gyro against LJ. Last 53 seconds. Dignitas, this could be a good opportunity to harass them as Arsenal has Chicago and the other locked up. But LJ's now trying to chase this away against 2 of Dignitas. Now Hawkster and Chicago in the net, but that is a great win, like you said, and this goes all the way down. Still time for Dignitas to get the equalizer.
Yeah, it started to look a little bit like that was going to be a 50-50 straight up, but Chicago just clean wins it, which again gives SSG so much space there in that area. That's a big demo, though. Arsenal looking for a bomb, and he got it! He also got a piece of the ball. Dignitas, what a late play here. They make it work.
Oh, man. James is going to be pissed if he's watching this game. Underperforming who? This guy is on fire. He was clutch at the end of the reverse sweep. How about the beginning when it matters too? Now Stizzy up high to Arsenal. Chicago reading that, breaking up the play. Gyro off the ceiling trying to challenge LJ low on boost. Now we could just head into overtime in a second. Hawkster won't even let Gyro get a hand on, but that's an interesting bounce. Almost capitalized on by Arsenal. Now LJ in Chicago versus 2 in the net. Great touch by Gyro. We go to OT, game 2.
SSG have to be careful. We've been seeing them take the passing game. Wait, no way. Just a kickoff goal. Never mind. They don't have to be careful at all. They just roll it in. How does this work? LJ plays this forward and no one makes contact. Oh, it's a disaster on the side of Dignitas.
I want to say I've seen like fake kickoffs out of Dignitas, but I just wouldn't expect it in OT, and I didn't expect the OT to end that way nonetheless. But look where that's got them in top 8, and even getting this close to, oh, it's actually 1-1, sorry. But the series is 1-1, and to even just take a game off SSG, like, that is tough to do.
And they were on the cusp of being up 2-0 in the series. Now's a chance to see if they can do it again. They got to shake off the last game to get right back locked into this one. You see Stizzy already on top of the ball. Got a flip reset. Tried to see if he could get around that. LJ in a good spot there. Now, will we see a momentum shift? LJ on the ball is playing that solo. Who's going to be the player that makes an impact here to swing the series around?
Man, Dignitas can't hold this ball without getting bumped off of it. Interesting win by Arsenal as Stizzy against Hawkster down low, squeezed it under, and 1-0 for Dig.
And Hawkster knew he was in a tough spot. Stizzy had the ball. Hawkster, look at where his car's facing. Inside the net, he has to pick. Does he want to turn, guard the left? No, he's going to play close there. But by the time he made a decision, Stizzy was slowly creeping, knew to play the low 50, and force the ball in.
That's maybe all Dignitas needed was an advantage. Less of a 3v3 and create these 1v1 scenarios. Now Stizzy, after being frustrated, can be happy that pulled it off. It's Gyro against Chicago. SSG safe for now. As Arsenal stepping up from the midfield, giving a chance for Stizzy. Oh. Arsenal circling around the net, looking for gaps, creating them if needed. As SSG just try to spread this ball thin and away from Dignitas. Arsenal gets bullied out of that midfield. There's LJ. There's that quick counterattack from SSG. Those long passes worked out in game 2. But now that all of Dignitas are ready, it's not going to happen yet.
SSG, though, they've been sending a lot of resources forward this game at least, because we've seen, again, a couple of times where they're rushing back, and if there's one person last back or nobody, that one, no chance there, but Hoxer will get the follow-up. SSG able to tie. They turn it all the way around, and LJ sets it up. Chicago pulls out Gyro, and Hoxer is able to clean it all up.
Valiant effort. I mean, LJ's just off the ceiling resetting. I like that Dignitas are not letting him have too much time to do that. But LJ's good at getting rid of the ball fast and giving it to whoever it needs. But wow, the lead back in Dignitas' favor, and it's Dignitas with another quick kickoff goal.
Yeah, look at Arsenal. He jumps there for the kickoff, gets a little bit of the momentum off the ball, and then saves the dodge, uses it to be able to play the 50, and it's a big 50 win for him. Kickoff disaster for him in game 2, but this one pays off in game 3.
Oh, reset for LJ. Arsenal shaking it up a bit. Hoxer can't get the bounce off the corner. Chicago lands this in the box. Gyro to the side. LJ is ready. Demo in the net. 3-on-2 for SSG. Leaving it to Hoxer. Oh, and he slots it still.
And look at that pressure from Spacestation Gaming. LJ with space, forcing Gyro in a tough spot. He had 0 boost, couldn't play the 50 well, and Arsenal just could not react. Hoxer was right on top of the ball. These guys are trading blows here in game 3. 2 goals on each side.
2 goals for Hoxer too. He has such great control of the ball, and even in difficult scenarios where there's a big bounce to it, he knows how to at least make something out of nothing. But now the pressure is on SSG. Keeping Dig trapped. LJ on the left with boost. Able to backflip, get this away from Gyro. 1v2 though. SSG gonna need reinforcements. They want to get this lead, and they haven't been able to have too good of a lead, with Dignitas always having a darn answer. Now Demo's going off screen. It's Hoxer in 1v2, but he's got them dancing. Ooh. Double commit almost, but Dignitas still get control back for now.
Yep, chance there. Ooh, good speed from Gyro. LJ was bearing down on that ball. Not a tough situation here for Dignitas. You see Arsenal, no boost, so he just plays this one close while Gyro gets it back. Good back pass to be able to set him up, but look at Hoxer, so close to the ball. Trying to see if they can make something happen. LJ awkward, it bounces straight down, but no one's there to be able to make a follow-up, and it'll go the other way, at least into midfield for now. But Dignitas, at least when they are in front of offense, they do such a good job of really forcing Spacestation to try to react to chaotic situations. It's always a bump play, or at least the threat of one, and SSG has to move around that.
SSG seem... Oh, Chicago at first, LJ second. Okay, some boost to work with, a reset to get it above Arsenal, but now it's Arsenal versus Chicago, hoping to get Chicago out of the way so this could just trail in, but man, this is a very aggressive game. Now Stizzy with a shot. Hoxer off the crossbar, and Stizzy can't finish it off.
Oh, it was so close, though. They had the pieces there. Arsenal got the demo on LJ, and then also won the 50 against Chicago. You thought it was a very close opportunity. Look, again, he's getting all these bumps when he rotates out, and it's just doing such a good job of slowing Spacestation Gaming down. But they haven't been able to score off of it yet. So all that work has been for naught so far. We're approaching the final minute. It's still anybody's game.
It's that clash of play styles that the desk talked about. 2 aggressive teams, and it may not even be in the demo count. Could just be bumping the player off the ball. As Arsenal with the backboard, but LJ is there. Gyro, beautiful catch. 12 boost to work with. Hoxer, we'll just wait to see where this lands. Now Dignitas, 42 seconds, and they got this orange half in their hands. Now Gyro stepping up, Arsenal to his side. This could come out to Stizzy. Chicago doesn't have the follow-up touch, so the 50 up in the air. Hoxer doesn't have a lot of boost, but he'll try to help SSG get an offense going.
Gyro, he's been super consistent here, but now you see Chicago on top of the ball, trying to set up Hoxer. Double commit on the side of Dignitas, and now they're a little low boost. Gyro's the only one who's really boosted up here. Has to play this right. That second touch was big, because it gets past LJ, who could have played the solo. LJ's bumping Arsenal. Stizzy's trying to get back. Hoxer's on the ball. Shot through, blocked away, follow-up blocked as well. Chicago won't get it. Gyro will play it toward the corner. LJ wants to keep it alive, but it'll fall. And we've got overtime in game 3.
Clutch defense from Dignitas to save it. Watch the kickoff. Okay, now we can talk. But
oh, wait, maybe not.
Wait, Gyro, wait, Arsenal's just out with the gloves. Almost knocked out SSG Cole to open up that net. Man, these kickoffs are crazy to watch, especially. I think SSG have to be more aware of that against Dignitas, and so they have.
Right,
now,
Dignitas definitely has cleaned up their act too, for sure. But SSG, they did end up leading with go this game.
That is true. OT kickoff worked out for them. That's what happens, I guess, when Dignitas touch the ball in the moment. It sails across, so close. Dignitas, you gotta execute eventually, right? But LJ knows he has to take that ball high because Dignitas are all over them. They're spread across the field. Arsenal and Stizzy. LJ, early challenge. Gyro up. And to the corner bounce it goes, but no one there to capitalize. As Chicago leaves it to LJ, well, at least keep it to the side. He knows Gyro's in his shadow. And 1 minute goes by, and there's just blood on the floor. There's demos left and right. It's an all-out war.
Gyro, ooh, tried to see if he could get a flipper set. Good on Chicago to cut that out. LJ, ball and space in the midfield. He goes up. Arsenal, he gets past Arsenal. Stizzy has to make a goal line save and has to stop Hoxer. Spacestation gaming in a good spot, but Dignitas has been really good on the defensive end. They have been able to make solid stops left and right. SSG has been able to do the same. We went from such an explosive start here offensively on both sides, but now it's been a bit of a deadlock. LJ trying to get the dunk to set up SSG, but look, everybody's there on that left side of the field. They lose to 50, and now they have to trail back.
All right, slowing down the play is ideal. Dignitas, they're fast, aggressive, and when you think you're safe, you're not, because they're shoving you around. Now Chicago, above Arsenal, but at least Gyro in the net will catch it. Dignitas defensive layer is something to worry about if you're SSG. LJ needs some help, so Hoxer will take it up high like he's known for. But Stizzy in the midfield, he readjusts and doesn't let SSG get away with
good
murder.
touch.
What a touch! And what a goal! And another OT in favor of SSG!
Look at this, Chicago had pressure, the ball got away from him. LJ, great read on the play, gets the light touch. Chicago stays the course, he gets the ball back, and SSG gets the game.
Oh, these small moments of excellence.
Game 3, and that was all SSG needed. Dignitas do not take a timeout here. We do load up game 4. SSG win this, the series goes on match point. Here we go.
Oh. Okay, kickoffs always make my heart skip a beat, okay? I didn't pass geometry, so the angles, you know, the post got him, though. That's what matters. Dignitas owe them a back. But we get to start off, like you said, with SSG up in the series, but not in the way they would have hoped, not in the cleanest way we would have hoped in terms of maybe people were way hyped up on SSG thinking this was going to be a sweep, but Dignitas have showed up in the biggest of ways, and it's an offense. Now for Stizzy, hoping for the reset. LJ won't even let him use it, but Stizzy will still patrol for bumps. Gyro wants to slow down the midfield. He gets pushed all the way to another dimension, and SSG want to capitalize if they can.
Yeah, they're trying to. Dignitas have been turning up the speed, though. Already in the start of this game, winning with some quality challenges. Gyro now waiting here in the midfield. He's low boost, so he just wants to try to keep this center. But SSG, I'm sorry, have been able to kind of manage that. Bit of a lull point here as both teams looking for a way in. And you start to see whether or not, I mean, it feels like for Dignitas, a team that normally, you know, these types of losses will kind of get to them, they've been pretty composed over the course of the series.
Absolutely. I mean, Dignitas were the ones who reverse swept TSM yesterday, so to be in an 0-2 spot in Swiss, a lot on the line, takes a lot of mental to keep composed and play at your best, and Dignitas hunt for their chance. But Arsenal he's got 3 people on him. But Stizzy was still trying to challenge, and Hoxer's playing some mind games, and he knows how to control that ball well. I pointed that out about Hoxer before. See what LJ can do. Chicago doesn't see an opening that he can help him out with. Hoxer can just launch it too and see if he can draw out Dig from the midfield, but SSG won't be able to get away with these long passes like they did in game 2.
And they're still looking for that opening. They haven't really been able to get on the board. No one's been able to get on the board scoring-wise here. Been in a very tight-knit ball game. Stizzy on that one, trying to see if he can get that follow-up touch. But him and Arsenal in that corner. Arsenal was looking for the boost, not able to, so he has to go all the way back, still trying to pick up pads. Force is there, he just wants to get Hoxer off the ball, but Stizzy, that booming clear gives it right back to LJ, and then again, continues this SSG offense. Oh no, but Hoxer time whiffer there on the play, and Arsenal will score the open.
I hype up Hoxer a lot. And even the desk talked about this. He's not one to step on the offense, but he knew that was an important challenge to go for, and unfortunately just approached it wrong, and there was no backup plan except Hoxer. Hoxer is plan B in those moments. So Dignitas will have a lead, and with how low scoring sometimes this gets, that could be an important goal as Stizzy wants to add to the tally. But there hasn't been a lot of mistakes to expose out of either side besides that one. Chicago tries to catch this and readjust, and LJ to readjust it more towards the net, but still not in.
And even then, with Hoxer trying to get the follow-up, it just wasn't enough. Dignitas defense settled. Dignitas offense trying to make something happen as well, but Gyro just couldn't get the flip reset in. They want to continue to keep up the pace here as they have been trying to mitigate these. They haven't had too many shot opportunities this game, only 3. They were able to score 1 of them. Meanwhile, on the side of SSG, it's been the opposite. They've had 5 and just been completely all over the blue half, but it has not amounted to much despite how hard they try.
Won't be easy for Dignitas. Toxic just has to be careful, and Stizzy against LJ got a little close in that net. SSG with the long boom and clear. Okay, well, it's a good win out of Chicago, but LJ is definitely leaving room for Hoxer to slot that one. What a banger!
And he had to place it perfectly. He did. Arsenal was in an awkward spot. Hoxer knew he had a free shot and absolutely nailed it. Slot to the top left.
Holy cow. You know, we always talk about Chicago or LJ, mostly LJ, but Hoxer making up for the goal conceded to Dignitas. We are at a tie game with less than 90 seconds left. Now Gyro will just come up from below, not let SSG have too much control. But to the side, Stizzy, second touch, Gyro behind him, trying to pick up that pace. Because you know the SSG structure is good. There's always going to be someone in the net usually, unless you have to demo them, and Dignitas want to beat him to the punch. The SSG are a little stuck right now dancing against Stizzy. But Hoxer will get away looking for the dribble bump, and at least off the backboard, Gyro won't let it drop.
Dignitas have to be careful. I mean, we've seen it 2 games in a row, starting off strong, but late, they just cannot close out. Chance here for potentially another overtime, excuse me. But for Dignitas, just making sure in these OT, in these high-pressure moments, they're able to stay focused is going to be the difference maker. If they can't do it, Spacestation Gaming will take every single OT win. Even with mistakes on their end, they've still been able to clutch up in tough situations. Final 30 seconds to go. Tied up game as both teams fighting for that midfield, looking for a way through. Dignitas, though, winning a couple of challenges.
These are 2 really great teams, and now it's clutch factor.
2 demos.
2 demos, baby, being a huge factor. Taking a few seconds to get these touches towards the net, and that 3-on-1 did not work out for SSG, but Stizzy's on the ball. And he's worked out for them before, hoping to connect on that pass to Gyro. Chicago's moved out of the way. Possession barely held on to by Dignitas. About to land, we go to yet another OT.
All right, here we go. OT, Chicago goes for the kickoff here on this one. Gives the ball to LJ. LJ with a chance to solo. Gets the beat. Can he get the double? Oh, Arsenal able to knock it away. LJ was looking to call game there. But Dignitas now still trying to fight. They've got to get this ball away from Spacestation, though. Spacestation can't suffocate them in their own half.
Now Arsenal and Stizzy communicating well, but Chicago with a win, but this goes to Stizzy. Arsenal chasing LJ, but he is home free on the backboard. Trying to get this out. Chicago misses that touch, but Hoxer will make up for it. Playing close enough helps in that moment. Now it's a midfield scramble where Arsenal can get a shot that Chicago saves. But now he scrambles, can't even get the boost. Now he's demoed. LJ tries to unbury them. Arsenal with the 50, but now he's all crossed up with the defense. Big beat by Chicago. LJ can take this away. Less than 30 boosts with the double. Not on target.
Needed that double to be on, but still in a good spot. Dignitas now trying to see if they can turn things around on that counter. Good challenge there from Chicago, and he's trying to go for the flip. Arsenal was playing his extra touch, but now it's a free ball for Hoxer. Can Hoxer get this through to set up LJ? No, good deny from Gyro, puts it right where LJ isn't, which forces SSG to go all the way back.
I don't want to take too many risks. Gotta really judge how that second man pushes up. Okay, the shot's out of the midfield. Jeez. Dignitas have saved so much after against such a lethal team like SSG. Every OT has gone SSG's way, but this is the longest one by far. And with the reset, LJ against Stizzy trying to be cute with it. In front of the net! Chicago couldn't do it!
He tried to force the issue. Said, I'm not waiting on you guys to get it clear. I will test you. If you're gonna clear that on the goal line, I will try to take the shot. There's a strong chance he wins that. And then again, SSG in match point. Dignitas cannot afford to slow things down just yet. They're trying to play things the right time and get that perfect timing to make the challenges out. But you can see Spacestation Gaming starting to grow a little impatient. Chance here for Arsenal. Tried to find the read off the ceiling. Sizzy's up, but Chicago has that one every day. Gyro, quick turn though. Tries to get the shot. Gets a bump. Forces LJ in an awkward spot. Arsenal's on this one, but it's going to be enough time for Spacestation Gaming to get comfortable again. The clearance goes back to midfield, but here's Stizzy as Dignitas holding on to his ball as much as possible. Stizzy with the double reset. Tries to set up Gyro, but LJ again will get the clearance. Dignitas keep booming this ball back in every time Spacestation Gaming go for the clear.
Oh, they boom the ball. Everyone's looking up high. You hope for a demo. You hope for a Stizzy goal in this OT. Doesn't work out. And Chicago and friends to get out of this orange half. Getting a little dangerous. Dignitas sensing weakness. Arsenal towards the backboard where two wait for him. And Stizzy just to keep the play going. He's got two defenders though in the corner overwhelming him. And Hawkster's playing deep with the pounce off the corner. The follow-up wasn't immediate out of SSG. They've won every OT so far because they can play under this level of pressure. One of them going to the World Championship. They know what high stakes are like. LJ in the midfield with a win towards the corner. Arsenal with a touch he needs to follow up with. And Chicago goes for the 50. Stifles.
Yeah, now, even then though, there was no shot opportunity generated from that. LJ awkward, no, Stizzy can't get the bounce. Gyro, yes, he's got it. Dignitas secured the win, 3 minutes, 31 seconds in OT, and they tie up the series.
Gyro is back in the biggest of ways, and when it matters, right? This can be a momentum they can ride to go to a match point. Series tied, and this is going the distance.
Yes, it is. We're gonna have at least 6 here. And it just goes to show you too, I believe Arsenal had said it, yesterday's word of the day was resilience. And they're still even showing that to today. Big demo on the play there to slow things down. SSG have fought tooth and nail, and they've stolen these games away. They are challenging Dignitas to keep up this consistency throughout the entirety of the series, but no one has definitively taken control yet. And it goes to show you just how well both these teams are giving it their all.
Just LJ's doing the most. He's the one dribbling across the field, trying to change up the pace, do these change-ups to slow down the ball and leave it to someone and force Dignitas to make quick decisions. And still, SSG haven't had the setups because Dignitas' defense has broken it up, and this time, it's not in the net.
It's a good pass. Chance here for Chicago. He's got it.
Leapfrog.
If Hawkster said, if I can't do it, I'll give it back to you. Here, you try. Great turnaround there in the situation. Rolls it through. Gyro in a tough spot. Has to pre-jump it, and he just guesses wrong there. Great read and reaction for Chicago. Spacestation Gaming in the lead.
Good suffocating offense in that moment, where it's taking just these back and forth transitions, and eventually maybe SSG will score or Dignitas, and now that really started to build up into something Dignitas could not handle in the heat of the moment. Chicago up towards the ceiling, and Hawkster wants it denied by Dignitas. Arsenal playing deep too for the counterattack, but LJ in the corner has made that difficult. These 50s are killing the ball. And Dignitas, this is starting to be something hard to salvage.
Oh, yeah, it is. Still 1 goal lead, still fragile. Hasn't really gotten too far away from the side of Dignitas yet. We know that they can get the goals here on SSG. But the way that they're moving right now, Spacestation Gaming just all over the field. They're starting to put that offensive pressure, that chaos on Dignitas. It's just been constantly back and forth, grab the ball. They won't even let the ball get to the midfield line before they go for a challenge again. It's just going to show you that they're just trying to push the pressure on while they have Dignitas in a weak spot.
SSG trying to play closer to those quick little passes instead of the long ones is how they found success here in this game 5. Hawks are readjusting, but he's in a paint sandwich between Gyro and Stizzy. Now from one side to the other, just buying SSG some time to get back some boost. Stizzy removed, but Arsenal with these little backflips buys a few seconds for everyone to get back. It's been a lot of control for SSG that feel like they're the ones dictating the pace right now. Yep. Stizzy just launches it.
Yeah, they have been. And then it's just going from a lot of these midfield cuts, again, finding each other in transition, but also what they're doing off ball, which is everybody is not afraid to go for the bumps. There's a lot of trust in each other to where they can have just two people up the field so aggressively. They weren't playing deep third for a while. They are starting to spread it out here a little bit. Chicago's pretty far back. Now he's waiting for a touch before he makes his challenge here in the midfield. But you can see it, they again went for that strong pressure play, didn't necessarily work. Okay, let's change it up, play a little bit more spaced out now, see if we can pull Dignitas out and then hit him strong on the counter of field.
So SSG's defense doesn't give you a lot of options. No, this is a scary ball. Stizzy quickly getting rid of it. And that's why it's taken like these big demos, big bumps for both teams, but especially onto SSG's defense to free that up. Stizzy with the reset. And Chicago to the side. It's Arsenal now still trying to land, so Gyro will step up, make the most out of this. 90 seconds though, and not really much happening for Dignitas.
Yeah, it's been hard for them to generate anything. They're trying to now that they got a good forefront. Good win there from Gyro. Hoxer was last back, and he had such great challenges back to back, even with Arsenal putting on the pressure. Their SSG is not letting this lead slip away from them easily. Hoxer to extend it. No, can't find it again. He ends up missing the mark. We're approaching the final minute of gameplay here, and it seems like it's still going to be Spacestation's game, but the way this is such a one-goal game, Dignitas will have a chance here until the final countdown.
And here's Stizzy against Chicago. Good 50. Gyro follow up. So many cooks in the kitchen. The net stays safe. And so does SSG, but for how long? 42 seconds left and match point on the line. Gyro demos LJ. Dignitas need to get SSG out of this net. Good save on Hoxer.
There.
And this is a launch down. The Gyro will get back in time. And he wants to return this to sender. To 50 that Arsenal will get back first. No, I thought, okay, Chicago beats him to it. But every second that SSG shave off is more chances for them to win this game 5.
They're starting to get tunnel vision. Arsenal pushed too far forward, and now he's got to race back. Final 10 seconds. They want us in the house, but SSG says, sorry, we're closed today. Chicago, high ball. Stizzy needs to get a good clearance. LJ can ground it here, but Gyro gets a last-second pop-off. Arsenal doesn't have that much boost. Needs to find Stizzy. Looks for Stizzy in transition. Chicago gets the cut. Spacestation Gaming put the series on match point. They hold on.
Yeah, holding on is talk about. It's not good, but this will start more trouble if we talk about it right now.
I'm pretty sure it's the first one. I think, again, like the no timeout here, just again, I feel like they are just more confident in their play, confident in the fact that, yeah, if they just have to clean up a couple of things, but taking that extra minute, is it going to do more harm than good? And it's also going to give SSG some confidence saying, hey, we got them on the ropes, so we're forcing this timeout. But SSG, oh, wait, Chicago, he couldn't score that. So now it's sent across. And Dignitas should be able to get this out. Here we go. Game 6 already started off hot.
I need a .25 replay. How did that ball not register as a goal? That is insane. But Stizzy up high. SSG with 2 to save, and the follow-up. LJ on Arsenal's tail. A lot of bumping around going on, and Chicago sets it up. How is this saved again? What? Dignitas' defense is insane.
What a stop there, but they still need a little bit more work to do. You can see SSG not ready to get this ball to them just yet. Arsenal trying to force the issue. He gets demo from it. Stizzy playing a miss, but no, the shot wasn't on target. Didn't have a lot of boost though to be able to really wrap around it from his positioning. And now it's still a 0-0 game as both teams in that midfield. Chicago with the ball has LJ, got the flick, and he got the goal! Go Chicago, go!
You love to see it, even after just recovering off this 50 against Stizzy. Saw the moment he reacted, he knew when to flick, and if the crossbar got in the way, LJ was there for the cleanup, and that is an SSG goal that should have happened, it felt like ages ago, but a win's a win. And even off the kickoff, it's an SSG offense early debut. But how LJ approaches this against Gyro gives a chance for Chicago to start centering this out. And Dignitas' defense has held on and make this frustrating to play against. But SSG have always eventually found the gap, even if it is just within 1.
Yeah, and looking at that too, you're seeing it within one. As Dignitas have had good opportunities, at least in terms of just trying to be able to force it upfield, but they have not necessarily been able to generate it now just because of that midfield presence. LJ, now he's on the ball. This is automatically just so threatening. Tries to leave it. He got that second flip, but saved it so Chicago could take the shot. Arsenal just didn't want to wait around, and that's got to be the biggest difference maker. You can't wait around for Spacestation Gaming because they're going to put you in a tough spot every single time. Dignitas have to go. They have to dictate the pace of play here.
There's just always someone back from SSG too. When Dignitas just launch this, try to play someone deep and make the most out of a counterattack, SSG never let that opportunity go by until Stizzy towards the left, gyro to Arsenal, to the back of the net.
Back to back there. Everybody getting involved from Dignitas. Look at gyro on the play. He sees Chicago, plays the miss. LJ in a tough spot, and Arsenal is there. And that's what you need from Dig. Someone to be there every single time. No fear offense out of them. Pays off big. Halfway through game 6, tied up.
This has always been just these games that are within one, but Dignitas at least break the dry spell from not even needing that timeout.
What a double.
That was close. Almost a lead back in SSG's favor. And still, Arsenal in trouble. But now the retreat begins for SSG. Counterattack ensues. Dizzy just leaving it, seeing it where it lands. How SSG handle the backboard hasn't given much option for Dignitas to use it.
Oh man, Stizzy was in a good spot. The net was open, the backboard was free, and he just couldn't get a good touch initially on the ball there. Could have been a chance for him to either try to set up the teammate, and it goes the other way around. Defense breaks down from Dignitas, and Chicago picks this one up. Look at that great light touch from LJ. Gets the pass center, and Dignitas don't have the boost, don't have the positioning to react in time. SSG fight back and take the lead.
SSG. The mind games, Dignitas panicking and reacting wrong. Gives SSG the lead. When push comes to shove, SSG will come out on top, but Dignitas have been in that shadow for so long, it's cat and mouse. And I think Dignitas are done being prey. They just need to recompose after that. As Gyro will lead this to Stizzy, who looks for bumps, and LJ is overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed is absolutely right, Lemon Kiwi. Gyro just staying on top of there. It's a good initial beat. They think Stizzy's gonna play the ball, but he goes for a demo, and which forces LJ to be awkward. Gyro then applies the pressure, and it's tied once again. Dignitas pushing this downfield. We've got a shootout on Neo Tokyo.
That offensive potential from Dignitas, once it's able to develop, it's so good. What? Now launched towards the net, Stizzy save. Still just kind of adjust off the sidewall. It's a good win against two people from SSG. Like I said, there's always that third man back. You're never gonna have an open net shot, not against a team like SSG, but it's how you set up in that orange end and how quickly you can do it. I can give Dignitas the advantage they need against a team like this.
Ooh, good defense there from Gyro here. Everybody on the side of Dignitas has 3 saves as they've needed it. As Spacestation Gaming is forcing the situation. They're not giving up anything here for free. And it's been a tight game. Can SSG close this series out? Do we go to Champions Field? You have to see right here, approaching that final 30 seconds, ball on the blue half. Dignitas got to get out of this situation.
Good passes out of SSG, just the transition, but that gets broken down in that midfield. Dignitas taking this inch by inch, hoping for miles. 20 seconds left. Don't got a lot of time. But Dignitas encroaching. They're just also running into LJ, not making SSG move freely on their side. Now, Dignitas wait to see how SSG can work this towards the net to commit. Comes out to the midfield, and Gyro breaks that away from LJ. We go to another OT.
How many more? Is this the last one of the series? Dignitas still fighting. And now the eternal OT clock continuing to tick. Demo on the play though to set things up. LJ will try to see if he can grab this one, looking for a ground pinch. Hoxer gets the demo. He just has to take out Gyro. He's last back with no boost. Tries to get Chicago a lane. There's the shot. Dizzy goal line save. Gets the follow. We play on.
My God, SSG threw everything at him. And here is revenge, maybe, for Dignitas. Now leaving this SSG's defense. How does Dignitas counter? How do they react? Just at least getting the storm away from them. It's a good start for Dignitas. Now left, collects some boost. No, Gyro can't even get the quarter. Stizzy will have to wait, so Dignitas getting drained will be stuck here as Hawkser drops it. LJ to Chicago. Slow approaches towards the net. And Dignitas have at least relaxed, and they're not panicking as much as before.
And SSG trying to slow it down too. They're looking for these passes here in transition, but there's these off-ball demos. They've been dodging them so far for the first minute of OT, but that one finally connects and slows it down. Gyro, he does pick up that corner boost, so that'll be big for Dignitas on the defense as he plays his 50 perfectly. Great read, good beat. Hawkser with 0 now is going to pick it up and go for control, and Arsenal wants to get him uncomfortable. You see Spacestation Gaming, though, just trying to take their time. They want to be able to see if they can pull Dignitas out from playing fast, but Dignitas not giving up positioning so easily.
And just Gyro trying to back pass. This goes to LJ and hits under it. A lot of saves for Dignitas. SSG, the way they've been scoring is these quick passes, really catching Dignitas off guard. Solo plays, it's hard to get away with, even against Dignitas, but Chicago and friends of SSG kick off another offense, entering 2 minutes into OT. They get more and more extended the more OTs we have. Dignitas, the transitions are a bit difficult until Gyro goes up high, running out of boost, has some friends behind him, and have a backflip to set up Arsenal, going from coast to coast as Stizzy denies the clear to Hawkser. But man, this lands right to LJ. But good midfield presses by Dignitas. Gyro in front, playing lead blocker, still denied.
Got to be able to play very composed, collected. You cannot make mistakes here at this stage. Chance there. They tried to leave it for a shot. The shot wasn't good. There was no follow-up bump. But Dignitas still holding on to the midfield. Not the best touch from Hawkser, so Stizzy gets this one for free. Gets a flip. Gets it past LJ. Chicago will clear it. But now Spacestation Gaming needs to be able to pick up boost. Chicago's going to steal some, but that's okay for Stizzy because he picked up the mid. Arsenal got the beat there in midfield as well. So Stizzy now just buying his time, looking for the right time to challenge. They're monitoring each other's boosts, but they have to be careful. A couple of double commits on the side of Dignitas can open up some space for Spacestation, who are hunting for the opportunity. They're waiting for Dignitas to mess up so they can strike them the hardest.
Man, this midfield has just been neutralized. There's always a touch to make these transitions. Oh, that's dangerous. Hawkser beating Gyro there off the post, but goes back to the orange half. Got a lot of boost on SSG side as they hope to stabilize. But at least 3.5 minutes into OT. Hawkser with 50, the dribble, looking for the bump, and Gyro still puts it off. Now hoping to clear this. LJ will be tested. No, Dignitas won't harass them. They won't be over-aggressive either.
They gotta stop this. Good touch from Stizzy. Wait, Esley still got a piece of it. Can someone get there? Stizzy got there in time. Hawkser was gonna finish the job, but the recovery on the Dignitas defense keeps them in this one.
That ball was unattended for so long in front of the net. Oh, you held your breath and SSG couldn't complete. Chicago.
Oh, boy.
Oh, playing in deep. LJ try to slow this, and Hawkser, the 50 stifles as Stizzy crosses in front, and Arsenal too far forward.
Oh,
He's
so
surrounded by
awkward.
SSG. Chicago trying to get the double.
Oh my goodness.
Defense is there in time.
It's a little bit of that, it's a little bit of luck. Gyro though, shot! Bang! We go game 7! What a transition from Dignitas! Arsenal, what a flip reset to Gyro! He dusts the defense and pushes it to the top right. That they're lacking. But now, here we go. 5 minutes on the clock. Dignitas versus Spacestation Gaming, game 7 is live.
It ends here and now. Well, depending on how long the OT goes, because I have a feeling, just based on the trends, we may go there again. These teams have been neck and neck, and against people's expectations, you know, Jorby definitely hyped up Dignitas, but you know, the co-streams and all. But this is an incredible showing out of Dignitas. But I don't question SSG. A win would be a win.
Whoa.
But
Whoa.
wow, just stuffing this net. A first goal for SSG.
I mean, you see the numbers advantage on the play. LJ just goes hunting there for Arsenal. Arsenal has to make a desperate save to stop Hawkser, and Gyro just can't get back in time as Chicago gets a good follow-up. SSG already putting on the pressure in the opening seconds.
It's a lead. Sometimes they win just off of that 1-0, and Stizzy with the reset trying to at least force the double commit out of SSG, but a quicker recovery out of Hoxer doesn't leave them with a second shot to take.
Ooh, big whiff.
Stizzy doesn't have enough boost. Arsenal calls him off. This low quality shot that LJ can save, but Stizzy wants to do the most. Arsenal tries to read this bounce, and it gets past the few. Chicago. Good thing he's on the left side of that ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good dunk. It would have been tough for a follow-up shot to be made there, but Arsenal still getting a good read of where the defense is going. You're starting to see Dignitas here with a lot of pressure, but a pass out there. Chicago will send it towards the net. Gyro, not enough boost to really control it, so it pops it up for Stizzy, who ends up playing the 50. Late fear for the 50 is Gyro, so what he does is fake challenge to force Arsenal now to get a free ball. Does he have the flip there? No, so he tries to see if he can get it. It's awkward out in front. Gyro can't commit. As LJ has it bearing down, transition play, Chicago with the shot. Dignitas saves it out again. They pick up some demos, but they are in danger. Spacestation Gaming on these counterattacks has been so deadly.
And with that demo, at least it does lead them to the orange end. Dignitas, coast to coast. Arsenal from the left. Can't win that against Hoxer. Gyro will try again. So many saves. As SSG will have to be removed by force, and it worked out a lot for Dignitas to go for bumps and demos in the earlier games. But SSG are more aware of their game now and how aggressive Dignitas can be. They will not be underestimated any longer. But Dignitas right below. Chicago moved around. As Gyro tries to get this away from Hoxer, has to go up high. Arsenal to the opposite side, but you can't cross it, not in front of Chicago.
Yeah, but good on Gyro to be able to slow it down there too, because Stizzy was just demoed here. He was playing third man. He was able to respawn and pick up boost, and now Dignitas back in front. Stizzy with a big shot. LJ, what a reaction for a save. Chicago immediately tries to turn around. Arsenal doesn't have boost, but he has just enough to get the touch out. Hoxer wants to leave this one, trying to see if he could get a bump on the play. SSG doing their best to extend this lead. Dignitas, though, that defense is still holding on like a wall, but they are still down in this game. Chicago knocking at the door. Hoxer to the top left. It's a 2-goal lead for Spacestation.
Oh, they're just Dignitas are sitting there watching, just late to the punch. Chicago is easily able to get off that wall and make it happen. SSG 2-0. Dignitas, they can't trip up now, not in game 7, and not like this. The 50 off the kickoff though to SSG. Hoxer won't even go for the challenge against Stizzy. Instead, will unite with his friends and get this away from Stizzy as Arsenal wanting to drop this in front of the net. Dignitas getting more active on the field, more threatening than before. Stizzy almost setting up Arsenal. And a great reaction out of SSG saves that.
Positioning key here as we approach that minute 45 mark. Got to make sure you're in the right spot if you're Dignitas. SSG as well defensively. Stizzy, good challenge. Gyro has to go all the way back on the play. He's sitting midfield, so he can't really get up and make a challenge here. And then even if he does, you can see what happens. The ball goes the other way around. It's not a shot that's being put on. Dignitas have to create an actual good scoring opportunity. They can't play 50 ball here. SSG, that's exactly what they want. Yes, play it to our sidewall, play it to our corner. We can play the 50s out and kill more time on the clock, run this clock all the way down and take the series 2-0.
That's all SSG have to do is run the clock, but Hoxer is demoed. Dignitas just look for any advantage they can get. Maybe with less people to 50, maybe that's how they avoid
but he can't get around it.
It's Stizzy. Gonna get at least around LJ. And Dignitas at least get close to the net. But trying to beat SSG in these corners is so difficult. Feeling impossible. Still coming out with nothing. It's Arsenal to Stizzy. Up high, Hoxer, Chicago. Watch carefully. Doesn't have a lot of boost to make off these solo plays like he did yesterday. But Dignitas will try to unite as a team to take down SSG if they even can.
Yeah, that's the question here. 30 seconds. A lot of people will say this would be GG at this point. Does Dignitas have anything in the tank that would prove anyone wrong? Light touch, Dizzy, wrapped around, but the shot's off. Wasn't good enough there. That was the cleanest shot that they've had in the last 2 minutes, and it just still wasn't enough. This one off the back wall. Can Gyro get there first? Answer's no. 10 seconds remaining here. Dignitas fought tooth and nail, but it just wasn't enough. Spacestation Gaming heads above them and will soar into the top 4 in a 7-game thriller.
SSG with another top 4 appearance. They always go to playoffs.